Welcome aboard for another video.
Thanks, Conductor Keith.
So the purpose of this video is to give you my thoughts on the COBI Corsair aircraft.
The Vought F4U-4 Corsair aircraft was in service from 1945 until the 1950s. It had a huge Pratt & Whitney engine that delivered 1,566 horsepower.
The interesting thing about this video is it's a long time in the making. We moved from Vancouver Island to here in Eastern Ontario, so there's this huge gap between when I first took some footage to make this video and now. However, I think that's informed me much more to give a really good account of what I think of this airplane, because I took this airplane and made a video of flying it from Vancouver Island to here. We took it in the car and at various points of interest across the country, really across the continent, I took it out and flew it and used recorded actual sounds of a Corsair fighter in the background to give it some pizzazz. There's a link to that video in the end screen to this one. So check it out, it's pretty cool.
This video clip shows you where this airplane sat in our car for the entire 4,644 kilometer trip.
So here we are on the outskirts of Thunder Bay, Ontario. And this is a cool bridge. The railway track bridge in the middle, which looks like it predates the roads. See? And a road bridge on each side. Isn't this a cool bridge?
It is.
This video clip is not part of the flying video, which you should see.
So this airplane's seen quite a lot, and there's only one missing piece to show for it. However, we had a good time with it, and I'll tell you my thoughts now. So here I am at my mother-in-law's in Greater Victoria on Vancouver Island. All of our stuff is in a shipping container on the way to Ontario. I've just begun, and I'll give you my thoughts on the kit later. Oh, it's day 2. I've got my little helper here, and it's coming along quite nicely.
There, we're done the sides.
All right, we got this far. We haven't built the base yet. We're gonna leave the base to build until we're in Ontario, because we have to carry the airplane and everything across the country anyway. A good job, eh, buddy?
Yep.
So the kit came together well. There were no missing parts. My son Felix, who was 8 years old, built about 95% of it, had absolutely zero problems with it. It was a fun build. Well, it was kind of fun for me to watch him build it.
This aircraft is iconic. It came at a time when the jet age had begun. It was an advanced fighter for its time. Of course, jets took over soon after. It did see service in World War II and in the Korean War. It was so powerful, it had such a powerful engine. The prop was so large that the reason for the gull wings was to raise the fuselage up so upon landing they didn't strike the prop. I believe this COBI model captures really the essence of this thing extremely well. It's really cool. In fact, I have a bunch of COBI models. I have a whole bunch of COBI airplanes. This one gets, so far, and I've had it for months, it gets the most comments. People look at it and go, oh, cool. My brother-in-law's like, oh, cool, because he loves the Corsair. It is a cool airplane. It's a cool model. Of course, COBI pad prints. Nothing here is stickers. That's awesome. It also has the normal moving bits, so you can sort of stage the aircraft like it's sitting on the ground waiting to go. It has removable drop fuel tanks and these cool rockets. Now they're rockets, not missiles. A rocket just goes in the direction it's pointed in. A missile can be guided. So these are rockets. The landing gear, of course, does fold up. But being a brick model, it doesn't completely hide. There's nothing much you can do about that.
One really cool thing about this kit is the minifigure. Not only is the minifigure done well, but it just happens to be a model of the very first African-American U.S. Navy pilot. I think you should look him up. It's a very compelling story.
It's an aircraft carrier aircraft. So the wings fold up for storage on the deck or in the hangars of an aircraft carrier. Now that is how I have it here on my large-scale model railroad, and that's in development. Doesn't that ever look really cool? Now, a couple things that I don't really care for, and it's not really the fault of the model in a sense, but the wings, oh, see, it just did it then. After you fold and unfold the wings a few times, parts start coming out, see? After 2 or 3 times, sometimes I'll have a wing fall off. It's really held on just by a few studs, really. And that's largely to keep the iconic look, not have some big fat thing there. Also, these things bump around. I'd like that if it was more rigid. I think they put it to move like that so it could hang properly, but I'd almost rather it just be put on with studs right there and be rigid. That's just personal preference. I'm always fiddling with that. Also, in handling the airplane across the country, taking it in and out of the car for the various video shots and whatnot, folding and unfolding the wings, these bits, the rockets would sometimes fall off. In fact, that one's a little loose there. This aircraft very likely is going to be hung up. But the more I think about it, the more I'm torn on that because, see, look, again, that came loose there, just in folding. This one's a bit loose too. Again, so really, the folding wing aspect is not very playable, if that makes any sense. But if you consider this just a cool brick model that you're going to stage somewhere and have in a scene, it's fine, So really, I think what I'm saying is, as an adult fan of brick models, and I'm not going to fly this thing around the house and, destroy it and crash it like kids would do, I think it's okay, it's acceptable. So unlike my other airplanes, which will likely just be hung around, this one, because of the nature of the fact the wings fold, I can put it right here in the scene with some of my other military vehicles. I just love it. I love the yellow tips. I love the pad printing. I love the iconic look. I love the fact that people comment on it. I love the fact that I brought it across the continent. So check out that video. Like I said, I've had it long enough that I really understand its quirks. Would I buy this again? Yes. I love COBI. I love everything COBI. I mean, look at this tank. I mean, what is there not to love about COBI? If you're in Canada, you can check out my friend Craig's website, Brick Army Canada. So Google Brick Army Canada, and you'll be able to buy COBI there if you're here in this country. I suppose you can from any country. So without further ado, if you like brick models, you grew up with Lego and all that sort of stuff, and you like military history, this is a must-have. As a brick model, because it can't be fine scale, I would give this a 9.5 out of 10 for looks, or maybe even a 10. Functionality, the fact that the wings go up and down, that's a 9 out of 10. The fact that it gets a bit fiddly and starts to fall apart easily, I'd say it's a 7 out of 10. But when you average all that together, this is still a super cool model, right? So you can't really go wrong. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.
This video is also daughter approved. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.